since I lost basically an entire day's worth of playtime, I haven't made it terribly much further. Oh wow, so they just made the, that's kind of cool. There used to be these patron buffs that you would put on, and now they've just made them passive, which makes them significantly more useful. So I logged out here on purpose because part of the backstory of this expansion is that this evil force is basically draining the ocean, and from this point right here you can see this spigot coming down and siphoning up the water. So this area is basically like dry, but if you go over here, you can see these freaky walls of water. If I go the right direction, that is. Where the water just ends. Which is kind of creepy. Like, yeah, I mean, once I go off this edge, I am out in the middle of nowhere. So there's a mix of content in this zone where some of it is underwater, some of it is in these drained sections. Let's see what my minions brought back. Minions are this weird, almost game, where you send them off on these little missions and they'll bring you back stuff. If that was an artifact, so it brought me back 2 artifacts. Earlier there was one that brought me back like, I don't know, 12 artifacts?
Amazing!
guys up. Get them started again. I also am semi-addicted to minions. Like, the other day, I was just, I had them up and kept running the missions back and forth. Wasn't really playing the game, I was just sitting still, running my minions. I kinda hope they add minions to the mobile app. But yeah, the walls of water like this are totally on purpose, because this is basically areas where the bad people are draining the ocean. I don't know how they're, you know, draining it in a way that they've got giant walls of water, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. Yeah. It is totally the plane of water that we're in. There was a statement that I read that only like 20% of the content is actually underwater. I don't even know where I need to go. Yeah, because like little touches like this are all over the place where like this fish is flopping around because the ocean got drained. Yeah, I've only actually unlocked one extra minion slot, but I can totally see that's going to change. I'll probably unlock a bunch more. How far away does that thing have range? Yeah, I do. Just last expansion's food. I keep considering switching my Bommy over to a Mathosian. Obviously without changing over to Guardian. Like, I'm not going to abandon Defiance, but you can now have cross-class or cross-faction characters. Oh hey, no wonder I'm taking so much damage. I don't have any of my buffs up. That is always the thing I forget to put up in this game, is buffs. By the way, if you're playing Rift, feel free to throw Belgast at Fablight a friend invite and say hey. It's one of those games that I go back and forth playing. I found Storm Legion to be a massive slog to get through, but so far the content in Nightmare Tide isn't as grindy. What are you playing these days, Ocho? Okay, I have no idea how to get up to those. Maybe right here. So right now I am totally more interested in getting ore than actually killing stuff, because I have a slew of trade skills to level. Like, these are my trade skills. I totally took advantage when they allowed us to add additional trade skills. So I have armorsmithing, weaponsmithing, artificer, mining, foraging, survival, butchering, fishing, and dreamweaver all on this character. Then my rogue has pretty much all the ones that this guy doesn't. Oh hey, I actually am closer to the little spout thing. Looks kind of creepy. Oh, weird. That's kind of cool looking. I probably don't need to be here yet, though. Yeah, Zingor, that was my biggest problem. That it just took forever. Like, you could get to 55 pretty easily, and then that 55 to 60 took forever. And I did it twice. Like, I leveled my rogue to 60 and my warrior to 60. But yeah, I just could not bring myself to do it on the cleric. Getting so much dimension stuff through doing minions. kind of sort of need to go in this direction. In case I happen to find something else. Ore. Then come get the ore. Yeah, that's a lot like what they're kind of reminds me of the crew skills from Tor as well. Except for these are like random missions, not specific skills that you're sending them out on. Okay. Okay. Just pinged my chat window that it found ore, but I don't see it. Oh, it's actually sitting on that NPC. There's a quest up here. Minions. Come back.
Amazing.
That voice just cracks me up. Amazing. I have no idea where these fragments of Nightmare are. And they're somewhere in here, but I'm not seeing them. There's one. They're just hidden real well. I'm guessing these fragments have just been farmed down from the people in the area. Surely they aren't as rare as they seem. Look at all the stuff that returned. It's an insane amount of artifacts. Point I'll have to stop and either break down or collect the artifacts. okay. Yeah, I was on earlier. Apparently we've rolled over into the next day. Let's see what I got. My daily reward. And I will save this person. Yeah, this is a really frustrating quest. Just not a lot of these spawn points. I think that one lady back there was just camping spawn point. Yeah, I fought him the other day. I can't solo him. Dominating. Crit rating is, or crit hit rating is doubled whenever you land a crit hit. Starving. Increases damage by 10% and decreases maximum health by 10%. So how exactly do you hop servers? Because that's not a concept I'm used to. Is that something you can do at will? I mean, I know I can join other groups from other servers, but that was always something that seemed like I had to do when, I guess I completed it anyway. Oh, cool. Yeah, I didn't know I could do it at will. Like, I knew if I was in a group, like a raid group on another server, I could teleport to that server. Oh well, I completed the quest anyway, but that is good to know. Thank you. So did you lose any stuff to the Great Rollback, or do you not play on Wolfsbane / whatever, that cluster? kind of badass. Like, I didn't know I could pop over to Deepwood. I still got friends that play over there. Yeah, I ended up losing about half a level and a bunch of other stuff, but, I mean, I think Fabelite was the one that hit the worst. Because the immediate backup was not a good backup for Fabelite. And I need more minion slots. Okay, so I need to go hit the other thing first. That is the final one. Oh look, a rift. I love Tindril, the Mechano spider. It just looks so awesome. So I totally realize that there is a rhyme or reason to the minion game, but right now, I'm just trying to send them out as fast as I can. I mean, there'll be a point at which, you know, it'll be beneficial for me to actually pay attention to the symbols on things, but that time is not right now. So, holy hell, that's a lot of ore. Get this piece over here. That was creepy. Offers a quest. Okay. Did you guys not hear the weird singing in the background? Yeah, that's what was creepy. I have two sword things. Like, okay, this is all Technicolor blues and purples, but I swear this is like their creepiest expansion. I mean, because you've got like these weird demon fish people all over the place, and you've got the elder gods that I keep going up into rifts to talk to, and the random siren music in the background. This is some creepy shit. I saw a word balloon for it. So it's somewhere over there. I assume eventually I will end up over there. Love the short man thing.
Amazing!
Okay, so in theory, if I go this way, I get to the next objective. Maybe. Oh, Carnage quests. You're the bane of my existence, because I can't help but do you.
What?
Hey! How goes?
This is a Belghast and a Zelly.
It's true. I don't know how Zelly the Zelly is, but
My goodness.
how you doing, Paz? It's been a while.
Too long, in fact.
Yo.
Been.
We're doing the whole Extra Life marathon thing.
Oh yeah, which you have your own thingamajig going?
Yeah, it's we've got an Alliance of Awesome Hitbox team. So mine is hitbox.tv/Belghast, and then from there you can get to the link to the entire team. But right now, it's just me and Zelly and Brax that are streaming underneath the team. And I'll be here till, I don't know, for another hour. And then Scary Booster takes over after me. Kind of doing a tag team relay type thing.
I got you. Belghast. I mean, not Belghast. Hitbox is like a new Twitch kind of thing, looks like.
It's been around for a while. The big thing, the reason why we're doing it is you can create a team on Hitbox without being a partner, whereas on Twitch you have to be a partner to get the ability to create a team. Also, there's less of a delay between the video and you know what's actually happening, so you can kind of have a conversation easier on Hitbox than you can on Twitch. Because like Twitch is like a 30-second delay no matter what, and a lot of times it's a minute or so between like chat and video. But really, had they, you know, allowed mere mortals to create teams on Twitch, we'd probably be on Twitch doing this.
So what are you playing right now?
I'm playing Rift at the moment. Like, well, actually on the stream I'm playing Rift. But as far as probably my primary game is Final Fantasy 14.
Gotcha. Wow, Rift looks really different.
They just launched a new expansion. So this is Nightmare Tides, which is a partially underwater expansion.
I see. I guess right now I'm sort of an in-between stage where the games that I'm waiting for are all just in development.
So what are you waiting on?
A multitude of things. Star Citizen, Camelot Unchained, Pathfinder Online, just everything that's nowhere near out.
Oh yeah, those all still have, I don't know, a couple years to launch, probably.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's really nothing on the horizon that that interests me that much.
Yeah, I mean, for various games I have different backer levels and things, so, you know, even in alpha stages, you can technically play, but it's, you know, it's alpha, so it's really more like bug testing.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I don't have time. I don't even have time to do that most of the time. So what do you just comment on what you do normally if you're by yourself, since Zelly is very not here?
Yeah, I just talk to myself periodically. And also people are responding in inbox chat.
Ah, yes.
So Osho's over there and Zingor. And they'll comment. Occasionally Kodra will comment.
So is this Extra Life thing a internet-wide thing at the moment?
Yeah, it's like a charity that's been going on for several years, and there's like tons of teams doing it, where we, Alliance of Awesome raised, God, I don't know how much we raised.
I just mean tonight, because it seems like tonight there's more than one doing it right now.
Yeah, this is the, on October 25th of every year, they do a 25-hour marathon. And there's various people actually doing all 25 hours. We decided to do it kind of as a relay, like, you know, where this person would take this block of time.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah, it's kind of a big thing right now.
Okay, I'm just so out of touch with everything right now.
Yeah, that's what the kids are doing.
And I'm gonna come back and be like, "What's up with these 8-track player guys?" And they're gonna be like, "Dude, seriously, iPods." Like, but I have so many 8-tracks. Or like the VHS conversion, skipping a generation all the way over to the Netflix.
Yeah. It's true, iPods are even old school now. Like, it seems weird to me that someone would buy just an MP3 player. Like, now that we have phones.
I know.
To do all of that thing.
Large storage capacities.
Yeah.
It is weird. Like for me, it's like my same thing. My phone carries my music, but
Well, and I don't even like store it on my phone. I just upload it to Google Music now, like, and have it out in the cloud.
oh yeah, of course. But then
So-
meanwhile, my wife has one of those like 128 gig brick iPods.
Yeah.
You know, of course, she filled it up with various things, but she has it in her car and she just has that playing. I'm just like, why don't you just, use your phone? She's like, what? I already have this. It's just, funny how that works.
Yup.
Meanwhile, I'm always on Pandora, Songza, whatever random streaming thing there is. So what are you, explain what you're doing right now in this new expansion area, it looks like.
I am trying to do these quests, and this is a weird area. Like, I think this is the... So basically, the story here is that these evil people are draining the plane of water. And that's why you have these places where water is missing, than other places where, you actually go swimming in the water.
I see.
There's-
So where you're looking at like walls of water, that's just
Yeah.
an area, you're standing in an area where the water has just been drained of.
Right. It's kind of weird, but
Alright, okay, so it's kind of like a sort of multi-dimensional take on evil doing.
yeah. And I was in an area earlier where you could like actually see the water spigot going up into the sky, where they were like actually actively draining. Then down here, this is like it's not really a city, but these are the protagonists, I don't know, Atragians? Atragarians?
And that's sort of the Murloc people of Rift.
Yeah, these are the good merfolk, and then there's the evil, twisted merfolk that are damaging the world, and those are kind of the Naga in WoW terms.
Do you have to drink potions and stuff to stay underwater so long? Or is it just...
No, it's just part of the expansion. You can swim freely down here.
Okay, so you just have gills, and it's just totally fine.
Yeah, totally. I guess that happened at some point.
Congratulations, welcome to the zone. By the way, we spliced some gills into your DNA, and just go ahead and go swimming.
Yeah, it's cool. Come on in. The water's fine.
Nice. Well, at least they just let it slide at that. They don't make it too, too hard to get in.
I should totally renew my buffs, because that's why I'm getting hit so hard.
Speaking of potions.
Yeah, I am bad about renewing buffs in this game. And
Well, I mean, just looking at your hotbar, I mean, it's been a long time since I've played MMOs proper, but goddamn, that hotbar looks full.
oh, it is. It's like, well, and I also, like, they made it so that you could pay to add additional trade skills past the first 3. And this character's got, like, almost all the trade skills, and then my other character's got all the other trade skills. So, a lot of this is trade skill related.
I see.
You know, like, this is salvage armor, then armor smith. But,
Gosh, I didn't even craft when I played Rift originally. I was just doing the Saboteur on one character, and then the other I was just doing Water Mage, Water Healer.
I saw something. I moused over something. God, that's creepy. The siren. Okay.
You still messing around in Elder Scrolls?
No, not really. I hit a wall at the end. Veteran levels were just so slow to get through. So basically, once you beat the game for your faction, your game continues on into the other factions. So one character can experience all the content in the game. Problem is, there's like veteran levels, and I think Sig the other day said that there were up to 15 now or 14. Well, I never made it to veteran 2. Like, as soon as you ding 50 or 40 or whatever the cap was, and you complete the game, you're VR1. But it was just so slow. Like, I did the entire first zone of the second faction, and I wasn't even halfway to VR2. So it just felt like I wasn't making any progress, honestly. And then, about the same time, pretty much everybody else kind of disappeared, so...
Oh yeah, that's kind of the worst part. I mean, in my opinion is...
Well,
you don't have
WildStar launched, and that took a lot of people away. And then, you know, a month later, nobody was playing WildStar, so...
Oh no, WildStar was that good, huh?
Oh man, WildStar had trouble. Like, from what I've heard, they didn't even sell 500,000 boxes.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's painful.
Because there was a time where you could throw any MMO out there and it would sell 1 million, 2 million copies.
Well, yeah, but now the market's so flooded with MMOs that you have to have it really be spectacular.
Yeah.
Or
I think they
hype.
scared a lot of people off, though, with their hardcore rhetoric before launch, because they were like, you know, this is a return to hardcore gaming, and, you know, all this stuff about how difficult the raid content's going to be, and, you know, that's fine and good, and there was definitely a group that wanted that, but it was a significantly smaller group than they calculated. Like, the people that actually rated 40-man content in WoW have families and jobs and responsibilities, and they're not really hardcore raiders anymore for the most part. You know, I mean, he had to move past that.
Yeah, it's a symptom of growing up.
And I don't know, like, I feel like the same is true though for like a hardcore PvP game. Because there's lots of people that will say they want a hardcore PvP game, but when they get one, it usually tanks. And I'm looking at you, Warhammer Online, and I'm looking at you, Shadowbane, and I'm looking at you, lots of games that have come and gone. So that's the only thing that worries me about Camelot Unchained, is I just don't know if they've got the niche to support that.
Well, yeah, it's like as the target player base ages, you know, you get less and less time as you age, really, when you factor everything in.
Yup.
It's like if you're just married, you can get some time. When you have kids, that takes away most of it. You know?
Well, and it's the second kid is what I've heard. It makes all the difference in the world. Like, I had a friend, and when they just had one kid, like, he had enough time to do stuff, but when the second one came, all of his time went away.
will hold to the traditions of the stealth, and both will
Yeah,
be
Big Mikey Ocho
rewarded.
in the chat says that they're looking at a smaller target in the first place, which is fine, and I'm okay with that because I've
Yeah.
played Blood Unchained. I was a hardcore DAOC player back in the day. I'm looking for nostalgia in a sense for Camelot Unchained / hoping for an evolution. But yeah, in the end, like we just said, I probably don't have time to play it.
Like, if they can realistically maintain off of like 100,000 players, then I think they'll be fine. Because that's probably about the numbers that they're going to be able to muster for the hardcore PvP type.
Well, if they could go for a slow burn, like how EVE Online had survived off such a small player base for a long time, and then they slowly grew into what it is now.
Sinless ape from another dimension has taken it
You know,
upon
that's
itself
kind of
to judge
a
our
more,
culture. Both will
I don't know,
hold to the
long-term but
traditions
realistic
of the
goal,
stealth,
I think, for a developer
both
is
will
cater
be
to the niche, but then
rewarded.
try to grow your player base rather than trying to get the 5 million box sales and then just bail on it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, you have to manage with a smaller team and, you know, all that stuff. I mean, how long? I mean, you know, just as that one example, EVE Online, how long did it do with just, like you said, 100,000 subscribers? I mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
probably forever with just a...
Eve was kind of a success in spite of itself. Like, it was not a resounding success for a long time.
No, it never was a resounding success, even today, but it's still there and it still grows.
Yeah.
Slowly, ever so slow. It's like the evergreen stock in the stock market where it doesn't gain you a lot of money, but it never goes down. It's kind of strange, actually, when you think about it in the MMO market. It's never really lost a significant player base. It only gains extremely slowly some player numbers.
Well, every so often they screw with the formula and piss their fans off, and then they back off of that. And 'cause right now they're talking about maybe implementing permadeath again, and I don't think that'll go over well.
Oh gosh, I didn't even hear about
Amazing.
that from permadeath. Dear Lord. Permadeath and EVE Online, that would suck. I assume that would only happen if they killed your pod, but even then,
Yeah.
that's not too hard to do, and you're gonna have like a, what do you call, the interdiction fields. That's actually something that Star Citizen was gonna be doing was, you know, when you die, you know, your character dies, but they're also handling that in the same breath as, yes, your character as a main character dies, but your closest of kin takes the place of that character after he's been revived X amount of times or some such thing, and he'll retain some of the skills and some of the fame, not quite so much. So you don't lose all your progress, you retain some percentage of it, but you start off with another character with a different name, with a different reputation, but has a sort of affiliation with your original character that got killed. And I don't know, all of it's theoretical and all of it's, you know, not to be finalized yet, but that idea is pretty cool. It's like your character dies, but you don't lose all of it. You know, it's like you get to keep at least least 50% of what you already worked up to. But that's after you've died like 6-7 times. I don't know.
Well, and even then, there'll probably be ways to mitigate that to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, I have by no means read everything there is to know about all that stuff, but I just kind of pop into the news of developing games every so often and try and figure out what the hell's going on. Have you seen some of the stuff that Star Citizen is planning on doing, though? It's pretty ambitious. I mean, it's like exciting at the same time very worrying at what they're trying to do. The extent of the stuff that they're trying to pull off.
Well, they definitely did not limit the scope.
No. Although I guess with their stretch goals constantly being met and exceeded, I suppose that's why they're just going so big.
Yeah.
I'm not complaining, I'm just, observing. Kind of wonder though, with the original core MMO player base aging, I wonder if the younger generation cares about MMOs anymore as much as we did.
No,
then.
they don't. That's why MOBAs are so freaking popular, I think. I mean, that's their equivalent to, the MMO genre, I think. I mean,
Probably explains why Riot grew so fast.
yeah, I mean, like, Dota and League are both wildly popular, and the player base is fairly young for both.
Yeah, I think you're right. That is an interesting thought. It's like, where's the MMO genre going to go after another 5, 6, 7 years,
Well, and I think, honestly, Blizzard canceling Project Titan is essentially them putting the writing on the wall that, MMOs aren't really a growth industry anymore.
Right, it's more of a niche industry at this point.
Yeah.
It went back to niche after being extremely popular. I didn't even know they canceled Project Titan.
Oh yeah, that's several months ago, I think.
Man, I'm so out of touch. But, that's actually really interesting. I didn't know that. But yeah, when Blizzard cancels an MMO project, it's because they know that they're not going to make money hand over fist on it anymore.
Yep. Interesting. That was like a little treasure chest in there.
Yeah, I saw that. But then where do you draw the line between MMO and sort of persistent online game,
Well, and I think there's going to be a lot more games like Destiny, where it's sort of MMO and it's sort of just a normal FPS.
Yeah.
And so it has persistence, but it's not persistence as, like, persistence is just going to be like the default state, I think. I mean, because really, what's the difference between an MMO and, say, Borderlands? You have a character, the character progresses, gains loot. But I think we're going to see a lot of, what I've called for a while MMO light.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Eat the quick growing coral. I don't know what the quick growing coral looks like.
You don't know what now? Sorry.
Oh, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, about the quest.
Yeah, the quest says feed the quick growing coral. I have no clue what quick growing coral looks like. And I don't know if it's down here or if it's...
Didn't it give you quest markers on the map and stuff?
No, not really. Like, I can't tell if it's down here or if it's up above. I don't see anything clicky down here. Let's go up top, I guess.
Not even the column-looking coral.
Don't think so. I don't think it was clicky. Maybe it was.
Doesn't look like
I
it.
see this stuff is shiny, like in it, but it's not hot. It's not clicky.
You know, Big Mikey Ocho, I've never actually, I don't think, maybe I'm not old enough, or maybe I just haven't gone retro enough. I've never played any of the Wing Commander games that this Roberts guy is so famous for.
Oh man, they were brutal. They really were. Like, there was always one mission in each of them that was damn near unwinnable.
See, I played Tachyon the Fringe excessively in my younger days, along with maybe some Freelancer, stuff like that. Which I always enjoyed difficult games, but I just for some reason had never played, not specifically because of it, but just never heard of or never played Wing Commander. I don't know.
Wing Commander, like, my problem with Wing Commander was the difficulty level was not even. So you would have like a couple missions in a row that were, you know, fairly easy. And then all of a sudden you'd have one mission where they just dropped you off of a cliff in difficulty.
Oh, yeah. That happens in Eve sometimes. I don't know how much of Eve you've played, but it happens in Eve as well. You're like, you're bopping along, you're like, oh yeah, this agent's not doing me too bad. And then the next mission he gives you is damn near impossible. I'm sure it's not the same thing because that's more of a click attack sort of space game, whereas at Wing Commander, as I understand it, was dogfighting.
Yeah, kinda, sorta. It was, I mean, it was a cockpit view type game.
Right. Yeah, Eve is of course the spreadsheet combat, where in some ways a more realistic view of what space combat would be. By the time we get to that point, the computers do all the calculations and work for us. We just click on it and say, attack. Yeah, I've always been a fan of the dogfighting. Just never happened to play Wing Commander. You trying to abuse the terrain there, Belgast?
Yes, I am. I didn't know how else to get to the, That's honestly, like, pretty much standard operating procedure in Rift, though. Because they will hide stuff to where you have to, I don't know, jump just right to get to.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Holocrons.
Yeah, there's I haven't found them in Storm Legion or this one yet, but there are these things called cairns, which were, you know, like little hidden tombs buried out in the world, and you would have to go through all these crazy jumping puzzle type stuff to get to them, and then they would reward you with gear. Oh, didn't Wing Commander 3 also have Mark Hamill?
I think that's what Big Mikey Ocho was just saying. Was Wing Commander 4 had Mark Hamill, John Rhys Davies, Malcolm McDowell, Tom Wilson, and Wing Commander 3 had Tim Curry. It's one of those things where it's like, at one point or another, I'll go back and do a sort of a retro gaming kick, because I do that sometimes. And I'll maybe pick up Wing Commander or download it somehow or find it some way and play through it. So what's up with the mechanized spider?
No, it's just my mount.
No, yeah, I got that, but I mean, you know, any significance to it, or it's just cool?
Just cool.
There's no like story behind why they have it.
Nope. Well, all the Defiant stuff has been. I mean, this game has a heavy steampunk characteristic to it.
Oh, the Defiant side.
Yep, that's Defiant. Because like the base mounts on Defiant side are like Meccano ponies.
Yeah, nothing against it. I love the look of it. Just curious. What was the other side called again? I'd have to forget.
Guardians.
That's right, the wussies.
But some time ago they did this patch that they called the Faction as Fiction patch, where they did away with like restrictions between the different players, so you can have Guardians and Defiance in the same guild. Yeah, I have a whole slew of different mounts. This just happens to be the one I ride most of the time. It's my crazy panda bear. Well, it's just the striped bear. I have a panda somewhere, I think. May not be on this character. Squirrel is hilarious.
That's a squirrel?
Yep.
That does not look like a squirrel at all.
That's what passes as a squirrel in Rift.
It's a bear.
Oh.
Ah, okay, yeah, I got it.
Yeah, there's over time the lag gets worse between voice and video.
Yeah, see, that makes more sense. I'm seeing that as a squirrel, but at first I was seeing the bear and I was just very confused.
I have a tauntaun as well. They call it an ice strider, but it is totally a tauntaun.
Let's see this Tauntaun. Is it like a skeletized Tauntaun? Is that the deal?
No, no.
Nope, that's literally a Tauntaun.
It is literally a Tauntaun. Yeah. This is the weirdest thing, the Najmok. It's like a weird ape thing that you ride around on, because it's got like fists.
You know, that reminds me for some reason of the Dune series. Can't explain why. Because there's no creature that I recall that looks like that in the
No.
series. It's pretty much just, you know, people and then the worms.
Then of course I've got the Hellbug from Defiance.
Gosh. Star Trek Online has lightsabers now? It's so disappointing. What's this channel or whatever in here for bromancing and dancing?
I have no idea what channel that is. Yeah, the server's actually run by a friend of Saya's. No, I have no idea. I have no idea how to get up there.
You know, it's funny, in Guild Wars 2, the only thing I really cared about doing was world exploration and then the jumping puzzles. I didn't do anything else in that game. That's all I did. Oh, yeah, that's one expensive platformer.
Yeah, I love it when games put stuff out, just out of reach, you know, so that you have to go exploring to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Holy hell, as a team, we've brought in $1,660.
You know, it's funny, on the subject of lightsabers, my coworkers and I were, working. Well, sort of. And we were discussing the logistics behind having a legit lightsaber, and it was something, we were like, well, we could start a company. Because there's already people that make, laser projectors that are handheld and have sort of lightsaber, but the problem is the laser goes on forever. So we were like, well, why don't we just make a company that has the laser stopper on the other end to make it sort of a sword rather than a beam. It's like we could make an entire company centered around that.
Yeah, sadly it already exists.
Right, I'm sure it does, but it doesn't mean that there, couldn't be another one.
Yeah, there's a company that sells like this very, very small, high-powered laser. Just for like, all kinds of scientific uses. And then there's these tubes that you screw onto it, and it basically turns it into a lightsaber.
Is it a tube or is it a what do you call? A supporter on the outside and then a disc on the top that stops the laser, or is it literally a tube?
I think it's literally a tube that just gets lit up.
Well, see, but we wanted to actually cut things, right? That's kind of our...
Oh, okay, yeah. No, it does not do that.
See, we were talking about how to taking a laser beam projector that's handheld and then making it actually able to cut things. And we were trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what you would need is a rod of some kind to support a disc on the top of whatever length you choose to stop the laser from continuing its projection. So we were trying to just talking about hypothetical materials and stuff like that. Like, oh, we can make a company based entirely off that. And you have companies that make their handheld lasers, and then you could just say, hey, just put this attachment on here, and all of a sudden you've got a lightsaber and you can cut some bread.
Well, in theory, it would be like the Star Wars Vibra blades, to where you had a solid back and a laser front
Yeah.
to the blade.
Yeah, it'd function the same as any other sword, but it would be a laser sword. So yeah, like a vibra blade. So you gotta wonder though, like the logistics behind a actual lightsaber. What makes it extend so slowly? What makes it stop? All these different things. How is it possible, if there is a stopper on the end, that you can pierce someone just by stabbing into them directly rather than having a sort of diagonal motion or a slashing motion? These are the kinds of things that we do at my job. When we're supposed to be doing real work.
So I feel like, realistically, probably what a lightsaber would be plasma in some form of a force field.
That makes sense.
That way the two force fields could repel each other when they bang into another lightsaber, but would potentially go through another object.
Since it does go through most other materials.
Yeah, except for another lightsaber.
Right. And sort of vibroblades can hold up for a little bit. But yeah, these are the kind of things we think about at work. Well, Bugast, I'm heading to bed. I will see you in another 6 months, I guess.
Night, man.
Catch you later.
Later.
Oh yeah, and tell everyone I said hi. In case you
Okay. Will do.
monster has descended upon this last patch of corruption. The hatchery. All that stands between my as yet unborn clutchlings and destruction is the first to emerge. Me, Bulf. Look how the monster, obsessed with an inflated sense of its own power, tries to remove the influence of the immortal Akvan. Bulf is skeptical. Light is meant to help us, but it just hurts Bulf's eyes. A blessing of the doomed Atragarians, no doubt. I am but a few minutes old, and even I can filter their time is over.
I think Scary will be getting in shortly to carry forward the baton. Okay. Scary is in process of setting up, and I am going to head back to town. Thank you so very much for tuning in on my stream. You guys have an awesome rest of the morning.